Dahshur Pyramids and Egypt's Countryside Charm by Alice Phillips. Morning Dahshur, where geometry meets eternity. I woke up with Cairo's golden morning haze peeking through my hotel window, knowing this day would be unlike any other. Today was my chance to step off the beaten path, to leave behind the buzz of the city and head south into the soul of Egypt's countryside. Our private air-conditioned van whisked us away from the city, and soon the urban sprawl gave way to something softer, more ancient. And then there it was, the bent pyramid rising unexpectedly from the sands, like a forgotten relic of geometry class gone poetic. Standing before this pyramid, built for Pharaoh Sneferu around 2600 BC, I was genuinely awestruck. Unlike the straight lines of the Great Pyramid, this one changes angle partway up, an accidental or intentional twist of history. Its angles seemed to mirror the early ambitions of humanity striving for perfection. I felt small and humbled, standing beside something that old, that raw. Then we moved on to the Red Pyramid, just a short drive away. The nickname comes from the slightly reddish hue of the limestone. And yes, it really glowed under the morning sun. I mustered the courage to climb inside. The descent was steep, and the air smelled of stone and thyme. At the heart of the pyramid, it was cool, quiet, and oddly peaceful. I closed my eyes and imagined the weight of centuries pressing down above. Summary of the morning. The moment I stepped inside the Red Pyramid, time folded. 4,000 years collapsed into a single, breathless silence. Midday, a taste of the Nile's green embrace. Leaving the pyramids behind, we headed into Egypt's rural heartland. As we drove deeper into Dahshur's countryside, I couldn't help but marvel at how quickly the desert gave way to lush greenery. Palm trees swayed over narrow dirt roads, and children waved as we passed, some riding donkeys, some chasing goats, all grinning like they'd just discovered joy. We arrived at a local farm, and I could hardly believe the contrast. It felt like walking into a painting of rural Eden. Fields stretching toward the horizon, irrigation canals gurgling with Nile water, and the scent of herbs drifting through the air. Our host greeted us with fresh juice, sweet, tangy, and bursting with the flavors of the land. And probably the most refreshing thing I'd tasted in Egypt. We were invited to join hands-on farm activities, and I jumped at the chance. I fed cows and helped with some light harvesting, laughing with locals who spoke only in gestures and smiles. The connection felt real. No script, no performance, just life. Lunch was served in the shade of a fig tree, warm baladi bread, fragrant molokhia, grilled chicken, and vegetables kissed by the sun. Everything tasted rich and elemental, like the land itself was. Summary of the afternoon. Sharing laughter with a farmer while harvesting herbs. No words needed, just sun, sweat, and smiles. Late afternoon, craft and conversation. After our meal, we were invited to a traditional workshop, and this was another highlight I hadn't expected. I got to try my hand at pottery making, guided by a patient local artisan. My clay bowl turned out slightly lopsided, but I was oddly proud of it. Around us, women embroidered linens with quiet precision, and the rhythmic sound of weaving filled the air like background music of another century. There was time to chat, sip tea, and admire the handcrafted pieces. I even bought a small embroidered scarf, something I knew I'd treasure forever, because it carried the warmth of real hands and heartbeats. Summary of the evening. My crooked clay bowl wasn't perfect, but it carried the weight of memory, and that made it beautiful. Final thoughts, a journey of contrasts. As we drove back to Cairo, golden light bathed the fields and pyramids in a kind of divine stillness. The day had been a journey through opposites: desert and river, stone and soil, past and present. I came looking for ancient wonders, but it was the simple things, the human things that left the deepest impression. I had not only seen Egypt for 7